Kaeya, Knight of Favonius. Please allow me to join you on your journey. Guarding you on your journey sounds far more entertaining than any of the usual Favonius stuff. I didn't know you were such a slacker. Seems all the other knights already have their hands full. Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting. How about a ghost story to go with the snow? What's wrong? Can't handle the cold? What a pleasant breeze. I wonder how long it'll last. Seize the day. Hey, fancy joining me at the tavern for a bit? You're not scared of the dark, are you? That's interesting. Leaving already? See you next time then. Don't make me wait too long though. Is the Abyss Order causing you trouble? If there's anything bothering you, you know you can talk to me. If you ever need me, let me know. Let's not make this a transaction relationship. Oh? Well, if you're concerned about keeping things professional, maybe you can find more use for me on the front lines. How about it, boss? Just don't feel intimidated by what I can do. Still struggling with how visions work? Let's see, how can I explain it? The apparatus that allows us to see is our eyes. A vision is the apparatus by which we control the elements. Simple, is it not? Do you drink wine? A dandelion wine has a unique body to it. Oh, you're underage. You should try Mondstadt's apple cider vinegar. I know just the place. Have you ever seen the Owl of Dragonspine? If you look directly at it, it seems to look right through you, while letting go of none of its own secrets. Quite fascinating, don't you think? What? The acting Grand Master? You need to give her your full support. Oh, Lisa. You'd better not forget to return your books on time. I made that mistake once, and boy was she angry. My arm is still numb from last time. That outrider is a clever and righteous knight. Be careful not to step out of line in front of her. Diluc? He was cute as a young lad, but nowadays he just seems to be in a world of his own. Overall, not much fun to hang out with. Klee. Seems she has failed to elude the acting Grand Master's investigative skills, despite the pointers I gave her. I'm kidding. No need to go reporting me or anything. Albedo, eh? Calm, collected, and incredibly talented. He's the type everybody likes. Some even more so than others. What, you into him as well? Have you tried one of Diona's drinks? Oh, right. You're still underage. Such a shame, it truly is, to not be able to revel with you in such bliss. I guess all we can do is wait for you to be old enough. Now that you mention him, it is a shame there is no one in the Knights of Favonius to inherit the Grand Master's approach to his work. I must say, I really do appreciate people like him. What? You think Fischl having one eye covered is very fitting, given her title of Prinzessin der Verurteilung? If that's the case, that must make me a future royal progeny too, no? I was entrusted by the acting Grand Master to work in the background to support Noelle, but there hasn't been much for me to concern myself with. She has a good head on her shoulders. Quite the relief. Ah, you want to know about the secrets of Sister Rosaria. That, I cannot tell you. Though my impression of her is not bad, certainly better than a certain someone whose name I won't bother to mention. She's honest with herself. She casts off that which she has no time for, and she doesn't feign motivation for affairs that do not interest her. Sucrose may not be much of an extrovert in public, but as they say, it's always the quiet ones. Apparently, her laboratory is home to quite the eclectic range of implements, and her experiments are more than just intellectually stimulating. All hearsay, of course. You don't seriously think I would go snooping around a fair lady's private quarters, do you? The title of cavalry captain is nothing to get excited about. Now that I think about it, the Grand Master took all the cavalry from Mondstadt, so there's none left for me to captain. There are a total of 10 captains within the Knights of Favonius. But truth be told, not all of them have what it takes to be leaders. My eye? My eye is fine. There's nothing unusual about hiding one's body parts from view. It's the same reason I wear pants. Or any other item of clothing, for that matter. Kaeya, huh? You sure know a lot. The legacy of Kaeya is long gone. The sinners are all that's left, and they're not worth mentioning. I didn't realize we'd known each other for so long now. Time flies. You know, following you on your journey might just be the most fun I've had in my whole life. I hope it stays that way. Wine tasting is an art form. Mondstadt's wine is a gift from the Animo Archon. It's only right that one should learn how to appreciate it. Lonely? Me? Not with someone here nagging me all the time, that's for sure. Sparkling wine is a specialty of Mondstadt. Mix it with 3 parts dandelion wine, and the bitterness disappears completely. This concoction is known as Death in the Afternoon. Delectable. I can't believe that some people actually drink grape juice. If they had a little more patience, they would find it ferments into the most exquisite wine. So unromantic. Not bad. You always seem to be around to give me a hand. Thanks. Seems I'm getting stronger. I say, how is it you seem happier than me about it? We were just traveling partners. I never thought I'd have you to thank for getting me to this point. Seems I really should respond in kind. Let us carry on, partner. The road ahead is still long. This is bad. Such a hassle. What am I going to do? Oh, thank the 1,000 winds. Your arrival must be the grace of the gods. If I may ask, envoy sent by the Animo god to save this mere mortal, could you spare a moment? Marvelous. I cannot let my peers hear about this. I cannot seek help from anyone else but you. Please, let us move to somewhere more fit for such conversations. Let's talk in the courtyard just outside headquarters. Come with me. This place will do. How should I begin? Oh, right. Let me tell you a secret first. It's a secret of my past, and I confide in you to keep it. As a matter of fact, my grandfather was a pirate. Wait, why do you sound so blithe? Do you think I'm making it up? Look at my eye patch. I inherited it from my grandfather, and this is solid proof that we are related by blood. My, how could you not know such common knowledge? This is no different from children inheriting their hairstyles from their parents. Yesterday, I was glancing through the notes my grandfather left and stumbled upon records that spoke of a treasure. According to his notes, the treasure is buried in the lost Arcadian ruins. But the location of the ruins is currently unknown. I've tried searching for clues. Treasures that consist of nothing but gold and gems are third-rate treasures. My grandfather's treasure is a sword, a magic sword that grants the wielder unrivaled power. The sword was dropped from Celestia into the sea by a god. It was later salvaged by my grandfather's crew by pure coincidence. The moment he gripped the sword, thunder roared, billows howled, and the clear skies were suddenly swallowed by raging winds. With the might of the magic sword, my grandfather went on to defeat a hydra, a silver-haired banshee, a wicked abyss dragon. But the immense power of the sword enticed many more greedy pirates. To avoid meaningless conflicts, my grandfather hid the magic sword. The world we live in is fascinating, full of unknown and inexplicable wonders. These incredibly thrilling adventures are romances that could only be told by pirates. A gang of treasure hoarders has been very active lately, and many ruins have had their relics stolen by them. I'm afraid that they will soon discover the Arcadian ruins, and the magic sword will be lost. Wow. Great. Please keep it a secret. I'll wait for your good news. Oh, you're back. Do you have news for me? That much is expected. Oh, I only mean that what's the fun in finding it without the hard work? However, I do have some clues. I sent someone to collate black market intel. It seems that someone does know about the Arcadian ruins. Now, as per the black market's rules, they will send someone to meet us to prevent leaks. We will be meeting the informant at the Whispering Woods. That's right. You read my mind. I am a knight, so I shouldn't have any dealings with the black market. You have my thanks. Of course, you'll be compensated for your troubles. By the knights. You're back. Looks like you got the intel. Riddles. How quaint. Let me think. The city in the lake is clearly Mondstadt. As for the six-armed giants... Aside from asking just where we would find giant crabs, crabs have 8 legs, not 6. Hey, that's smart. A windmill has 6 blades. It fits. So out of the 3 windmills, 2 are close to the statue. The other one is guarding. Let's hope it's really that simple. She doesn't love him at all. The passion rushing through the clear spring is just a front. When she's cold and alone, her true heart is revealed. Is this some page stripped from a love novel that you just happened to find? I'm just joking. This riddle is hard to figure out. Clear spring. Is it referring to Springvale? Passion rushing through the clear spring. So when does passion rush through a clear spring? Such inappropriate behavior. I feel like it has been creeping into Mondstadt for quite a while now. Unless that's something you two get up to. Oh, my apologies. I shouldn't judge what one does in their own time. The thing is, if the rushing passion isn't coming from the clear spring, then it's coming from the people bathing. Not a bad idea. Like when there's a waterfall, for example. It appears the solution to this enigma relates to the waterfall behind Springvale. Only the clear spring that blesses Mondstadt can reveal the passion described here. And the heart of the waterfall must refer to the cliff on the left side of the waterfall. I noticed it once when I was out on patrol in the area. The ending, cold and alone, probably has something to do with cryo, which can be controlled by a vision. You should probably take someone who can manipulate cryo with you. It's nothing. If a knight of Favonius couldn't even answer a riddle, how could we be trusted to solve criminal mysteries? I'm sorry to rain on your parade, but your gang won't be participating in your current plan. If you'd like to ask why, you can go see them in Mondstadt prison. Or perhaps you'd prefer to join them permanently. Oh, you mean the treasure? Sorry, but there wasn't any treasure to begin with. You came all the way for nothing. Just give it up. A thief has no right to criticize the methods of the Knights of Wait, what are you? What a troublemaker. What an interesting suggestion. All right then. Guess I will have to do some overtime work after all. Don't forget what you promised, or that thing will be the least of your worries. I'm just joking. All right, let's take him back. Of course not. They are the ones who made this arrest possible. Without them spreading our fabricated intel, we wouldn't have been able to catch the treasure hoarders. All right, stop it already. Though the treasure doesn't exist, you did want it for yourself, didn't you? Otherwise, you would have informed me of your intentions, no? Just a sec. You did help me out, so you do deserve a reward. This is the triumphant harbinger of dawn that points towards victory. As its name suggests, it symbolizes light and victory. If you don't mind, I would like to present you with this harbinger of dawn as a reward. That's right. It suits a well-cultured and disciplined person such as yourself. Wouldn't you say, Paimon? You'd forgive me, right? I'm honored to have such an understanding friend. You have my apologies for the deception. I will not use the same method twice. What a wonderful day. Now, I have to go interrogate my suspect. Please excuse me. Do come visit me at our headquarters when you have the chance. There's no need to despair, Huffman. Just follow my plan and everything will be fine. Lately, Master Diluc has been working the bar at the Angel's Share every night. All I need you to do is keep him in your sight. Think you can manage that for me? Who knows? It's just a hunch. I've been known to be wrong on occasion. Not all of them. Or should I say, not all of us. I just picked a good spot to quietly sit and watch the show. Correct. The Dark Knight Hero's Alibi. I think it's my favorite chapter so far. More intriguing than a fine wine. Come now, Diluc. You know me better than that. I have no interest in exposing secrets. I was just curious to see how far Mondstadt's Dark Knight hero would really go. And you did not disappoint. Oh, naturally. I must say, though, one thing I didn't see coming is that the mighty Dark Knight hero would actually need help from other people. All right. I have no further need of wine to entertain myself tonight in any case. Just one last thing before I go. I feel strangely comforted by the fact you now have an assistant, Diluc. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I've been waiting for you. I have been informed about Jean falling ill. On behalf of all of the Knights of Favonius, allow me to express my sincere gratitude for your assistance. Well, the circumstances warrant it. This is the acting Grand Master herself we're talking about. Now, in addition to that thank you message, there was one other thing. It's like you read my mind. We have quite a connection, don't you think? I must say I like your style. But before we can discuss a reward, there are some things I hope you can assist the Knights with. Right. Although the commissions you reported to Jean have already been handed off to someone else, I am concerned that they will not be handled with due care without Jean's personal touch. So I am hoping that you can help out where you see fit. I will feel much more at ease knowing that the honorary knight is personally overseeing these cases. Oh, I have far more important matters to attend to. There are so many things to prepare. Those are the ones. I appreciate the help. See you later. We thought that since you so rarely take any time off, we'd take this chance to throw you a party. Enjoy yourself, Jean. After all, you'll never let us do this once you're back at work. Fear not. We wanted to make sure you could relax and enjoy yourself. So while you were away, we all pitched in and finished off your work for you. Every last task. Actually, our friend here was the key organizer behind all of this. See all of this food and drink? He made sure it all arrived on time. Not only that, but he cooked each one of these beautiful dishes himself. So relax already. There's no need to be so modest. Of course, we also have Master Diluc to thank for the venue. Otherwise, we would be looking at quite an alarming bill right about now. Hey, having a good time? The thing is, Jean knows all of us so well now.
When someone organizes a surprise party for you, the closer you are to them, the more bashful you tend to feel about the whole thing. So instead, we just gave you all the credit. After all, you did do more than your fair share of the work anyway. You think so? I'm only indulging you since it's such a special day today. The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern or you miss out on half the fun. If I didn't know any better, I would say you're being deliberately uncivil. Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then? You'd throw me out along with the trash, is that it? You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion, or maybe you've forgotten. Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain vase? Hold on, Amber. Are you perhaps forgetting to introduce us? From afar. Is that all we know of them? I see. Welcome to Mondstadt, though you haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. I understand the anguish of being separated from family. I'm not really sure why you're looking for the Animo God, but everyone has their secrets, right? Relax. I won't press you for more. First and foremost, on behalf of the Knights of Favonius, I would like to extend our thanks to you for your help just now. How about a traditional Mondstadt delicacy? Sticky honey roast. Your fight to defend the city against the dragon just now was witnessed by no small number of citizens. The acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius is also very interested in meeting you, and formally invites you both to our headquarters. And once it was over, I brought them straight here. Good. In that case, we need a plan. Is that so? You've arrived. Come closer. Can you smell that? Something must have happened in the temple. I imagine there will be slimes, hilly churls, and whatever's giving Storm Terror extra power. Oh yes, it is going to be lively in there indeed. As bustling as it may be, no, I can't imagine it will be dangerous at all. Oh, you're quite the brave one, aren't you? It's a pity that the Temple of the Wolf has been disturbed by such an atrocity. Let's head in. No one makes offerings to the Four Winds anymore, yet the old winds never vanish. We need to clear out the temples for the Four Winds. Let me show you how the Knights of Favonius conquer our adversaries. Traveler, unless I'm mistaken, you don't seem to have a vision. So how exactly is it that you're able to channel elemental energy? Speaking of, did you know? Storm Terror was once one of the Four Winds. I'm not aware of the exact details. If you're interested, you can ask the acting Grand Master about it. Bravo! What a performance! You are, to my surprise, a well-trained knight. The battles you just fought were sights to behold. I see you already have the knightly virtue of modesty. Stories of your heroic deeds to save Mondstadt from destruction shall be known throughout the City of Freedom, well into the future. Please do visit me at our headquarters when you have the time. I also know a lovely tavern, if that's more your thing. Why so cold? I've always thought that we enjoy quite the intimate friendship. It seems your great battle sharpened not only your combat skills, but your wit as well. A knight after my own heart. So you do feel something for me, and people say my charm is fake. To bask in the presence of Mondstadt's new big hero is quite the morale boost, and that's coming from a knight. Nonsense. I speak from the heart. Just looking for a quiet spot to collect my thoughts. Thinking can be an arduous task, you know. Believe me, I'd much rather be taking out the trash. Me? Nothing. On the contrary, I'm trying to work out what others are plotting. That's why I'm here, somewhere quiet, where I can collect my thoughts. The Abyss Order. A dragon wreaks havoc in Mondstadt, and the acting Grand Master leaves the city to combat the threat. Strategically, that's the perfect moment for the Abyss Order to make their move. If you were the Abyss Order, would you squander this golden opportunity by sending in nothing more than a few hilly churls? To get to the bottom of it, I decided to wait. So I waited, and watched for their next move. Then came the day you made all hell break loose in Storm Terror's lair, just as the hilly churls' cries sounded from the city gates. That same day, I saw shadowy figures lurking in the city itself. Well, all the other knights were outside, fighting the enemy. As you can imagine, that left the inside of the city completely unguarded. Except for me, of course. And so I approached the Abyss Order infiltrators for a bit of, let's call it fraternizing. Through various means, I managed to gather some rather interesting intel. The situation is this. The Abyss Order, they are united under a single leader. Yes. And it was this very leader who devised the plot to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war. Let's just say I'm blessed with certain linguistic powers. There's more. The Abyss Order has a name for this leader. They call him the Prince. Now, I'm sorry to cut this intelligence briefing short, but I do believe I spy Amber heading this way. I think she's still angry with me for my absence from the defense effort during the attack. I'd better slip away before she notices me. Well, hello. I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Oh, I feel quite at home already. Although, I feel that at home doesn't express my feelings in their entirety. Surprised is more how I'd describe the feeling I had when I first set eyes on this place. Exactly that. What? Of course not. It was a very pleasant surprise. It's more beautiful than I imagined. It's been a while since I moved here, though, so the initial sense of surprise has mostly worn off. Now, this place feels comfortable, like somewhere I belong. Who'd have thought? You've come to the right person. Speak your mind. I'm more than happy to keep you company. Though it's too bad we don't have anything to wet our whistles with. Well, largely because I like the taste. But I can't deny that I also like how it makes me feel. Oh, really? Just from listening to me describe it, despite having never tried it yourself? That's quite a unique talent. Goodness, look at you, leaping to conclusions. Do I look like I've been through that much? I'm quite content with my life right now. I have to say, though, that chatting with you is quite intoxicating. Actually, in much the same way that drinking is. So, I suppose, I'm just greedy and want to enjoy both of these pleasures at the same time. What an interesting metaphor. I hadn't looked at it from that angle. Let me think. Your analogy seems largely correct. Save for one small detail. You, of course, are the main ingredient in said cocktail. You're already here by my side. What more could I ask for? Though, I would like to know one thing. Is there any way in which I can be of assistance to you? How flattering. As always, I speak only from the heart. Nothing would make me feel prouder than knowing that my words of advice are of some help to you. That would imply that you trust me and proves that I am capable of helping you solve your problems. I'm at your service. In fact, would you like me to compile a guide for you? It would contain all kinds of practical knowledge for at home and on the road, including the techniques I have developed for communicating with people from all walks of life. I'd like to share it all with you. My pleasure. I'd better get to work then. Morning to you too. Don't forget that I'm always here for you if you ever need to pour your heart out.
Staying here feels like being in Mondstadt. The only difference is that I won't be bothered by any of my duties as one of the Knights of Favonius. Imagine bringing a bottle of finely aged wine here and having a taste. Now, wouldn't that be bliss? When that time comes, let's chat as we do right now, friend. Promise me that once the grapes ripen, you won't press them into juice. Grapes are best turned into delectable wine. I just remembered my days back at the winery. Why don't I let you in on the secrets of winemaking? Well, well. Long time no see.
Kaeya! We went to the lantern right in Lille.
Ah, well. How was it? Fun?
Delicious.
Well then, you ought to be looking forward to Mondstadt's Ludi Harpastum. I'm sure it will be to your liking.
Right! Kaeya, there's something we need to tell you about.
Lantern supplies. Stockpile of wood, paper, and oil. At the very least, it sounds like an accident waiting to happen. How very amusing. What makes you think I would recognize this symbol?
Exactly.
You should watch what you say, honorary knight. What do you mean, flirt with the dark side? The Knights of Favonius certainly does not have dealings with its enemies. That has to do with a certain knightly virtue called integrity. Anyway, I digress. This is the symbol of the cross-border criminal organization you know as the Treasure Hoarders. If you are curious to know more, I can put you in touch with an informant on the inside.
Dealings with their enemies?
This is my own personal informant. Nothing to do with the Knights of Favonius. A little later, make your way over to Windrise. I'll arrange for the informant to meet you there.
Thanks, Kaeya!
Oh, and remember, wine begets wisdom. Who would have thought that the acting Grand Master would ever step out of her office? Oh my, it looks like I'll be quite busy in the near future. But there's no helping that. I had no idea we'd run into you here. An unexpected pleasure.
Dodo King.
So it was Dodo King that invited you to these islands. What a coincidence.
What do you mean?
I'll get to that, but first, I want to enjoy some more of this island sunshine. Master D-Luke might actually get a tan. Storms and fog. We must have gotten lucky. When we arrived, there wasn't a patch of fog in sight. Now it feels like I'm on vacation. But as you know, a boat wouldn't have made it over. We had no choice but to use the same method of transport you did.
Oh, thank goodness.
Who knew that everyone's favorite bard had the power to summon dragons? I guess Dvalin must be a die-hard fan of classical ballads.
Wow!
I assume you two traveled here together?
You assume. The acting Grand Master's jokes have improved of late. Do we seem like fitting travel companions to you? There were actually 2 others that arrived with us on the island. They wandered off for various reasons.
Various reasons?
Let's just say that big egos aren't conducive to team cohesion.
An incisive observation. Nothing ever gets past the honorary knight. Mighty librarian Lisa, of course. Not to worry. In some ways, she's stricter than either of us. Any evildoers in Mondstadt need to watch out for the next several days. Yes, that. I should start with how we ended up here. We arrived by dragon, but as soon as we entered the island's vicinity, something caught Razor's eye. He jumped straight off of the dragon's back and vanished into the ocean. We worried that he'd be in danger, so we also leapt off the dragon and glided onto this island. But as you can see, this is but a deserted land. Based on previous experience, I decided that it would be best to wait for contact, while Diluc believed that Razor wouldn't return to find us. During our little dispute, Albedo quietly disappeared on us.
Hold on! How come he was able to walk off, but you two are stuck here?
Who knows? Perhaps we're fated to be doomed together. Right, Master Diluc?
Is that so?
Albedo is an alchemist, and skilled at his craft. If I could use those beautiful artificial flowers of his, it would be a simple affair to traverse these islands.
For some reason, I remember that our initial landing zone was the island over there with the higher mountains. Only at your insistence did we change course and land here.
Oh my, but your footsteps melted the water that I took such effort to freeze. Who made cryo and pyro so incompatible? If you had a geovision, I'd be long asleep on one of the other islands.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Klee. I thought that we might convene around this time.
I trust you enjoyed your stroll. How kind of you to maroon us on that neighboring island.
Oh, please don't mention it. I felt that the two of you could do with some alone time.
Albedo, why did you come here?
I received a letter.
On the way over, the four of us shared what we knew. A mysterious letter appeared outside each of our doors.
They were all signed Dodo King.
Anyone else find it hard not to crack a smile when Master Diluc says, Dodo King?
Everyone's letter was different, and yet all of them drew us to this archipelago. My letter was very simple. I have Klee. If you wish to see her, come to the Golden Apple Archipelago.
My letter was similarly straightforward. Among the deserted islands, you will find a sunken pirate ship. Within lies great treasure and long-lost antique vases of incredible rarity. It would appear that someone came to learn of the circumstances surrounding the eye patch that my grandfather left me.
Never trusted the letter to begin with.
Yes, it would appear that the grown-ups among us came here primarily to understand what was behind the curtain. Did, though he couldn't read it. A certain kind-hearted, cat-eared gentleman that he encountered on the way over was able to relay the contents to him.
A kind-hearted, cat-eared gentleman? On the way over?
Oh, Paimon knows! Paimon knows! It must be Giraffe, right?
The content of Razor's letter was no more complex. The Red Bernie girl has gone to the islands. She needs help.
Having heard the contents of the letters, it became abundantly clear that something wasn't right. I don't believe this so-called Dodo King exists, but there is someone or something with a reason for luring us here together.
And we will be ready for him. Honorary Knight, prepare yourself. It appears that these 3 installations are the keys to activating the energy shield. That's right. Is it time for a break already? Fantastic. I was just thinking about taking a stroll.
Meaning, you're off on another pirate treasure hunt?
Who knows? These are big islands. There are bound to be more than a few secrets hidden away. Captain Kaeya's on the case.
Ugh.
Oh, Oh, you've arrived at a most opportune time, Honorary Knight. Klee just invited me to catch lizards with her. Care to join? Sure. Let's take advantage of the precious time left until lizard duty. Let me guess. You're thinking something along the lines of, Kaeya seized an opportunity to shirk his duties. Why do you think of me so? Of course I have a special reason for coming here. Generally speaking, I'm responsible for wrapping up various cases, but this particular incident is special. You see, not only is the acting Grand Master here, but the former fiery cavalry captain as well. Naturally, I had to see it for myself. Also, it seems like I ought to appreciate the splendid scenery and enjoy every second of summer. A lovely place, wouldn't you agree? When beholding a beautiful view, your expression should complement its beauty. Just listening to the waves and recalling old memories is also nice. I just thought of something. Wouldn't it be great if we could age in reverse? To be a child again and free yourself from the strife of the adult world. To be like Klee, unrestrained and free to do whatever you want. Do you not also yearn for such a thing? What's the matter? Diluc's scowl still bothering you? He's had that expression on his face for years now. He internalizes a lot of his feelings. So I'm afraid his face is stuck like that. Just treat him like a big kid. In my opinion, it would be a good thing if people could stay young forever. What is that, you ask? Would I do such a thing? I wasn't jibing him. Whether they be adults or children, everyone on this island sure is a source of concern. Going so soon? Then have a good night.
Today? Oh, you mean that. Frivolous happenings aren't worth your attention. And as for Kaeya, he seems to be in high spirits. Even after all these years, he still enjoys summer as much as he did as a kid.
Diluc, you're a man who knows his own mind. So help me decide. Is it seabird hunting time? Or seashell collecting time?
What is that supposed to mean?
Come now, Diluc, be nice. Do you really want to stay here and do nothing at all? We might as well find a way to pass the time. I simply thought collecting seashells might be fun. It was last time, although we were much younger then.
I didn't know you still remembered anything from back then.
No matter who the enemy is, as long as we're here, you don't have to be afraid.
Perfect. I also want to see how strong the enemies on this island really are.
But mother and daughter are kindred spirits, both wild and free. So this was Alice's handiwork all along. The letter I received certainly makes a lot more sense now. She's quite a remarkable person. You must meet her if you get the opportunity. Even if she does bring her fair share of trouble with her. Well, then again, I don't mind trouble when it's interesting. Huh? Did I ever guess what was going on, you ask? Not a chance. I'm much too naive. I was in the dark the whole time. The Windbloom Star is one of Mondstadt's greatest honors, normally only bestowed upon those who have made enormous sacrifices for Mondstadt, or who have truly proven themselves over the Windbloom Festival period.
Since arriving in Mondstadt, you have offered invaluable support to its people. This is their way of saying thank you.
I know you will receive it gracefully. Oh yes, and another thing. The Windbloom Star must attend the Windbloom ceremony together with the acting Grand Master. During the ceremony, you will represent the people of Mondstadt in making a Windbloom offering to the Animo Archon Barbados. A good question. Diluc, care to explain?
Passing on messages and deliberating over ceremonial details. Sounds more like your line of work, Kaeya.
No sense of humor. Traveler. The Windbloom is always chosen by the Windbloom Star, so the flower offered to the Animo Archon for this year's celebrations is entirely up to you. And who is most directly responsible for creating the demand for an alcohol delivery service at this time of year in the first place? Why don't we ask the formidable Sister Rosaria? What do you think? I'd call it a misunderstanding. I caught sight of a suspicious figure hurtling by the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Fortunately, I discovered in good time that it was Miss Rosaria, and stayed my hand. My, such a formidable wit, too. But really, is there any here among us today who can't be said to possess a talent or two? Even the celebrated honorary knight has graced us with their presence tonight. Truly, a good day for a drink.
Well said. So, Kaeya, about that tuition fee?
Please collect the goods from Diluc. 3 bottles, as promised. They didn't come cheap.
The better the wine, the higher the price. Just economics.
A toast, everyone, to a happy Windbloom festival and the free people of Mondstadt. Cheers. I was going to say, isn't it about time the tavern menu had a few starters and mains? What's a drink without something on the side?
Easier said than done.